Hi guys and welcome back to another video on the wrestling review of Daniel. So WWE are in the midst of their pre now order so many European tour and or last night's Raw episode was the first Raw episode uh, uh, um, in Germany since 1987. This is off the b- back of a pretty enjoyable SmackDown also in Germany. SmackDown in Germany was in Berlin, and that was in Dusseldorf, um, Germany. Um, but anyway, I, I think it was a decent show. 2026 has actually shown a bit of improvement, and we begun the show with three other Paul and Io Sky addressing their championship championship victory last week. Um, and yeah, and he said they're open for trial. Uh, and just out comes on another option, and you have Bale and either come out, you also have the Kabuki Warriors come out. It all kicks off into a massive but or all after the other team state the east or a show and it only leads them actually later on in the show to provide the number one contender for Saturday night's main event will actually Heaven Rocks Chan would come out with the victory, but before that though, we got to tension in the Judgment Day of House Finn Balor was kind of too preoccupied with two annoys both on Heaven Rocks um, and it provides a bit more of the tension within the group. Obviously, I like to see what I did this was a spot in the number one contenders match while you were sitting here doing nothing. Later in the show, we see Finn Balor are actually um challenge MCM on for a match for the world title in Belfast. It was actually a pretty decent promo from both guys. Good exchange. CM Punk would open the promo saying that he wants to be world heavyweight champion forever. He's vanquished on in the division and that asks him and that will leads to him asking sorry who my next challenge is and out comes Finn Balor and he says it's him, um, and CM Punk actually suggests to want the match tonight. Finn Balor, or actually, he says he wants the title shot in Belfast. And I do have a slight nitpick to Finn Balor's response. He said in his home, he said, is in his home country. Now, if you don't know the tension between Northern Ireland and Denial and the Republic of Ireland, and by now that is kind of a a silly statement. Like, I don't think it was intentional, obviously. But again, though, that is down to like a bit of poor dialogue, and it's a bit risky for WWE to be doing that. They did it a bit later on with Becky, and she's pre-tape vignette promo. I'm not going to get into why it's risky. You should all know by now. But there's a pretty good exchange. Punk would apologize to the um apologize to the German crowd for fun, but I'll putting off his challenge to next he can Belfast. Obviously, obviously it sets up the match. Javon Evans with an impressive has or debuting match, defeating Ravel had Kano, who is Tyler 8 for those that don't know. Oh, the reason how I know this is because I've seen Tyler be 8 so on live back in 2018 at ICW here in Oven, Oven, and you tend to recognize the order and certain wrestlers. Kinda use them with spit, and he uses it in a power in spin very deep into the chisel like he did here, and yeah, that's what leads me to believe it's Taiwan. It, but yeah, but yeah, very, uh, um, very good competitive match. Para Afro-America, Ano had El Grande and Morrayo America, Ano out at ringside. The two would actually try and interfere. Javon Evans would get a big crowd to the action already. He's getting big ops basically, he um he gets the win from the OG Otter, a very good move, a very exciting move. The amount of height that he gets on it, and he ends up oh, uh, mm, bravo for the 1, 2, or he would then get attacked by the America Arnold's at ringside after the match, but then get so hung over the announce table. Oh, and but then he kills them getting a bit over the celebration celebrating I get and the or the trying attack Javon, but he will eats over the announce table back in her and then back out of his good agile. It would then cut a promo it or on with Iron's Axton. He then says he then says or was going to be his off and I'm gonna try my best for the people of the South off and people all around the world. Although that's his first time in the South of Germany and he's really excited for his future on the main Oscar and I am too. Eh, obviously, at the start of the show, you see Adam Yost kind of you down the one or tip oh Heyman um and he says to Heyman, you you better keep her on, but he or under in or if he shows up or if Adam mentions himself and I'm home, you'd obviously you obviously or, uh, s- you obviously could kind of during the match that the Asian had with Enter and Dragon something was gonna go down and it did. But and this you were all if occasion Dragon and Penta would pick up the victory as Riker would actually yell the shit out of the Dragon on the ramp coming. Adam Pierce with the and amount is this was this was not happening and they tried to is your dragging you again through the barricade but obviously yes with the intervene with the then provide but the then provide or eat an Austin fee to beat the non pen or did they do it then hit the tsunami yes with the and hit the other aim to con to con penta dragon even and Cuba I can never and but then it gets to be yelled by battle on Buddy or Adam yes with the and maybe he didn't like it in front of her on and he said I'm sick of the shit and or they call it and Buddy covered then Oh, um, um, and on and they said, are you gonna do what you gonna do over? And I thought that he would actually hear Adam, yes, here, but maybe we'll get that next door. He can Belfast. Obviously, it would the obviously Adam yes would uh, then chase uh, then chase Heyman and or uh, or out of the building, and that would act um that would actually would uh, Heyman actually saying you've made the biggest mistake of your life. You've touched you touched Braun break or before he touched um before he touched the you big man. It's he Um, earlier on in the night, you'd see my accent duper. He responded to Becky and she's pleased about Becky and she actually saying that the only reason why I am acting as ever anxiety champ cover as AJ he was down at ringside to about managers or license and it cost her the victory maxi in the private the end of the responsible if she's gonna make she's gonna make she's gonna make um she's gonna make Becky and out in the ankle walking elf asked and I kinda hope she does because I'm not really into Becky and she's was in previous years she's kind of a bit ill. Get CJ also put the tag team division on notice a bit early on in the show. Um, he would then be confronted by Alpha Academy and Leo on a shot some point down the road. I think that'll be at Saturday night's main event in all honesty. And yeah, and so that'll be an interesting match. Obviously, I think that this was already in um in that match because they've just got the title belts on. Um, you, you seem like who ask him what a Jerry gets I see attacked Stephanie but yeah and Air has the ankle injury. She says she's gonna take my ankles and her own hands her own hand. She's sick again. And also like Stephanie like jumping the line because they smile, etc. It's her time she feels she deserves a title. all, etc. Stephanie Vaquero come out after the Kelga gives a short interview. And she says nothing else to stop her from holding on to the title to win the injury. The kill with the an attacker from behind and inflict more damage by kicking the ankle. The very very sort of good segment here for a psychology and gives Stephanie an out because I can see the Kel Rodriguez actually beating Stephanie at the Rumble or Saturday night's main event for the um, championship. I don't actually see Stephanie actually holding it for much on or just because of how the segments with Rick have been constructed as of late. And yeah, so that's why I think the title change will be happening. Um, and at the start of the show, you saw AJ Styles that he was going like and of Apple. He says he's hired to go and are disrespecting John Cena for guess every week and now all the bit and respond just before the match it and then respond to have AJ better AJ better before focused on and won't worry about what I'm gonna do with him after other one. I'm the guy that made the John Cena tap out like a little bitch. Um, uh, and out they come for them. And it was a very good competitive match. AJ had are on the ropes for the majority of the match, kicks to the hamstring, and then he then set up the calf or the usher a couple of times, and he got the submission out. You obviously seen Styles hit the forearm gun for the and hit the wall. Asked him something he was line in the power. Oh my god, what times um AJ would like how you see you see styles actually or can the half a gun for the heart on the bell. And aside the referee so the ref didn't yeah or supper but the and actually say it AJ Styles I didn't see the the info but the and had the one or or on Styles to get this free to get this eek out and yeah, after the run and forgets out after a victory. Now I know, Sean's not very happy with the outcome and the manner that Gunther are actually resorted to as he explained on the previous live stream that we did. He was he was all and for being the a heel that just wins decisively and be like a kind of another sort of evidence other than the chicken shit treating heel, as but yeah, as I said, him, it just provides a further um, dragged out storyline and it puts self doubt into Gunnar's head and it would then actually take him down a peg until he has he's been a bit sure of himself and a bit cocky as a boy. So yeah, and I think he'll get the victory at WrestleMania in Vegas because obviously the users will happen up um at some point. I think he'll get offered like a few weeks extension because his contract's actually up at the Royal Rumble. Oh, but I think that'll be extended to at the very least WrestleMania, and they'll probably want to have Gunther, or and they'll probably want to have or on the card in some capacity on either night, and I think that would be a good I think that would be a good match for him. I think that's the most logical, and I think that's when he goes over to but you want to actually have him have that bit of self out, and that's kind of I think Triple H added the sort of low into the finish. Adds himself out of the character because he did get a bit too old and last episodes, and yeah, I'd be interested to see Sean's thoughts, but overall, I enjoyed the show. I even enjoyed the nuances that you saw Javon on Evans check on check on the dragon Ian enter and the medical or after the baron break or incident with the spears, that was actually on end of the show that I felt was kind of forgotten about in 2025. 2025, I thought was a bit of a lackluster time in wrestling, and obviously. a few small promotions um, actually putting out a lot more um, interesting content, but I think WWE are rectifying the mistakes of the previous ones. Ticket prices are still horrific. That needs addressed, obviously as I've discussed in the is videos, and obviously the streams will have on, but in terms of content, and I think they are trying to do different things. You saw the title you saw the title change in SmackDown if Drew McIntyre higher or um if Drew McIntyre defeating Odero odds for the L, obviously Jacob Fatu interfered and it was Demero odds, and it starts as so heel on so they're trying the different things and they are trying different things on the main roster, or you did get an Obafemi type video. He's coming to the he's coming to the Raw side of things after vacating the NXT Championship after defeating Leon Slater in a title match on New Year's Eve. But yeah, they are trying some new things, and they've called all the people up from NXT that'll be debuting, and you've had them Jordan Grace's debut. She looks as though she's feuding with Jade so yeah, they've all been positioned pretty good. Even Trick has been in segments with Sami Zayn and Randy Orton to establish wrestlers. So yeah, I think the I think the mistakes of 2025 have been put in the back, uh, and you're seeing some improvement. But let me know in the comment section your thoughts, and I'll see you very soon.